Back to the show. Once again, we have Idris here with us. This time, we're breaking down probably the biggest heavyweight match of the year. Well, it is the biggest heavyweight match of the year. The rematch between Oleksandr Usyk against the United Kingdom's Daniel Dubois. The last fought 2 years ago. The fight was won under strange circumstances. Maybe we'll talk about that as well. But we're back in less than 24 hours. The match is going to kick off, and it's the most exciting fight there has been so far this year, right? Idris.
Yes, like this year, right? We've had good fights. Let's not forget. It's this year we had Beterbiev and Bivol, right?
Oh yeah, the rematch. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was a great fight. Then the last one we did a video on, that was also a good fight. That was the Eubank and Conor.
Eubank and Conor Ben.
Oh. Yeah, those were great fights. So we are looking forward to this one. The last time these guys fought,
yeah,
I watched it with my friends, Tunde and my brother Munir, and I wouldn't really call them like big boxing fans, but at some point in the fight, they all agreed that the skill set was the gap, in terms of the gap between the two fighters, in terms of skills, was just too much.
Between who and who? So who had the higher skill, would you say?
Usyk was just on another level compared to Dubois.
Wow.
In their first fight, you don't even need to be a boxing fan. You don't need to be an expert
to see it.
Wow. Yes. That's why I gave you an example. I was literally watching it with Tunde and Muniro, who themselves, they are not really big boxing fans like that, but they completely agreed. At some point they were like, there's no competition here.
So, meaning that the decision wasn't even controversial. It was clear for all to see.
There was no decision. Dubois quit.
He quit? I thought...
Yeah.
I thought
he went down.
It was a false knockdown.
No, he went down on his knees and literally quit the fight.
What am I remembering? That's crazy.
Okay, I think there was some controversy. Like, I think I can't really remember the round. Like the no blow one. Like I think that was just about the only highlights from Dubois throughout the entire.
Dubois really did outclass. Usyk really did outclass Dubois, landing 88 of 359 punches compared to Dubois' 7. And Dubois, this is the most important thing, Dubois failed to land double-digit punches in any round of the fight. So it wasn't even as controversial as I thought it was.
No, there was no. Like I get annoyed because I've followed Dubois throughout his career, right from when he was 19 years old.
Yeah.
When he was upcoming, I look forward to, as a boxing fan, most time you support the young guys to become big, to grow in the sport.
Yeah.
But the way Frank Warren and the entire Dubois team handled that fight,
yeah,
it rubbed me off the wrong way, and since then I've not really been able to get myself back to their team to support Dubois because the gap in quality, right? It was just too much. They were relying on just that single low blow, and no one really know what would have happened if the ref had called it like a legitimate punch. Most likely, like Usyk could have maybe be able to overcome it. It's possible he could have overcome it, but the leverage on that opportunity of that controversy and a big deal. But for me, I watched both guys. I watched the entire fight, and we all know who the better fighter is. I don't see the need for a rematch.
Oh, right.
There should be no rematch. Dubois should be fighting Joseph Parker, and Usyk should be fighting someone else.
What? Who should Usyk fight then?
Well, I think Usyk right now, he has proven himself in the game.
Yeah.
Right from when he was in the cruiserweight, he beat everyone there. Michael Hunter, Idris and all those other tough guys.
Yeah, from Latvia, right?
Yes, he's a tough guy. He's a formidable fighter himself. Moved to the heavyweight, beat Joshua, the Chisora, Tyson Fury. I felt he was a better boxer than Fury, but I wasn't too sure if he was going to beat Fury, but he beat him twice. So there's nothing really left for him to prove. For me, right now it should be about the money fight for him. He's 38 years old, and soon he's going to be 40. Once you are 40, no matter how good you are, you cannot beat nature. So these last two years, probably 3-4 fights in him, make the money.
Yeah.
Would the bar give him that? Maybe, but not on the level like guys like AJ or Tyson Fury. But the problem now is he's already beating those guys twice. So there's nothing like when you are looking at it from a financial point of view.
Yeah.
Who is he going to fight that will give him that money? He's beating the guys like the two main draw, Joshua, Fury.
Yeah.
Who is he going to beat now that would improve his career? No one.
Freaking Martin Okolie.
He's beating everyone already. Like, I think if he beat Dubois now, it's just going to add a little bit to his legacy because he will become 2 times undisputed heavyweight champion.
This bout is for Undisputed? All the belts are on the line?
Yes. All the belts are on the line.
Wow.
All the belts. He was stripped off the belt. He was stripped off the belt and it was given to Dubois because he had to fight Tyson Fury for the rematch, So now the belts, everything is back on the line. So I think it's in a way like if he beats Dubois, which I believe he would, he will become 2 times heavyweight champion of the world. That's literally top 5 greatest heavyweight of all time.
Wow. Because
performance.
I'm looking at this resume and I'm thinking of the heavyweight division, and there's just nothing. Yeah. There's nothing for him to do.
There's nothing left for Usyk to prove. Absolutely, right now, there's nothing left for Usyk to prove. Especially these Dubois fights, he has nothing to prove. He's beating him already. Dubois quit. Do you know what it means? Like for a professional, for someone who's been fighting right from when they in their childhood, been through the amateur, to quit in the middle of a fight, to put down your knees like to a guy who you are bigger than, have about 40 pounds or 30 pounds advantage over him. You literally went down your knees and quit. You are the young guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I the only chance Dubois has got in this fight is what I like to call the puncher's chance. He's a big guy. He throws heavy punches. So if he gets Usyk clean on the jaw, he could win. He could win, but I don't see him winning any round again in this fight. The first fight he didn't win any round. He's not going to win any round this time around as well.
So it's crazy that I'm looking at the preview of Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions, and they're previewing this fight, and all they're talking about is, it was a legal shot, it was okay. Let's hear Frank Warren. Let's see what he's saying here. Can you hear?
What the referee was outrageous.
The seconds are ticking by. Suddenly, the minutes are ticking by.
He said, no, take some more time.
There were 3 minutes and 45 seconds of Oleksandr Usyk recovery.
Usyk came back, dropped him in the 8th round and...
Okay, so they're talking about the fact that he took so much time to recover from the alleged low blow. In boxing, is that a thing? Do you give somebody as much time as they need to recover if there's a sort of low blow?
Yeah, it's left for the referee to decide. So the referee who was in charge of the match, he never made a big deal out of that. with the low blow, there could have been points deduction, if it's repeated. Because I remember there was a fight between what was this guy's name? Big Daddy. What's the name of the American guy that had that trilogy with Evander Holyfield? Riddick Boyle. Riddick Boyle and the other white guy from Poland, or I think so. At some point, yeah, there was a trilogy between. Yeah, Riddick Bowe, and I've forgotten the name of the other guy, the light skinned guy, the one that quits while he was fighting Mike Tyson. He quit midway. He threw some punches against Holyfield, and they landed. I think he threw about 3 low blows, and the match was ruled in favor of Bowe, even though he was leading. I think his name is Golota or something like that. Golota, Golota. I think let me be sure with that. Like that match, the decision was made on the basis of low blow.
Wait, against Riddick Bowe or against Evander Holyfield?
Against Riddick Bowe. It was a strange match. Andrew Golota, yes, that's his name. It was a very strange match. Like the fight was going. Golota, funny enough, was dominating. He was winning. He was in good form, good shape, doing his thing. But he kept on throwing low blows. And at the end of the day, the match was ruled in favor of Bowe. So similarly, like the ref makes the decision. The ref said it was a low blow. The ref called it a low blow. So like, as a professional. As a fighter, like, we are lawyers, like we are all professionals. Like imagine you are in court and the judge is basically telling you like, okay, this is what it is. Like you are just supposed to say as the court pleases, then you go and talk another performance.
That's true.
Yeah, you move on with your life, like you are a professional fighter, so you have the opportunity to. Usyk could have complained about his fight against Tyson Fury. He had the opportunity to knock out Fury, but the ref came in.
The headbutts and the elbows and all those funny things.
You get what I'm saying, but you are a professional. You threw a punch. It was ruled a low blow, but you still had about 6-7 more rounds to win the fight. You couldn't win it. You quit. Like, and you are out here telling everybody I was the better fighter. I won the fight. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't even know why. I wouldn't blame Frank Warren because Frank Warren is the businessman. He just wants to make his money. Usyk has beaten so many of his cash cows. Tyson Fury was beaten by him twice. You remember the first?
Of course.
You remember the first fight?
Yeah.
Everybody, they were all like, Fury will mug him. Fury will beat him with one hand tied to his back. Usyk is a midget. They try to undermine Usyk. They try to talk down on him. When everybody knew like this guy was an exceptional fighter, he went into the ring. He proved his worth. He beat Fury. They came back with all the bullshit. Fury this, Fury that. Fury was in focus. Fury was playing around. He was mugging around in the ring. This is Frank Warren. This is Frank Warren. This is literally Frank Warren. Like Frank Warren he said all sorts of things like, but then again, like the rematch happened. In fact, they were even at some point they were claiming victory, like when everybody could see that Usyk beat Fury in the first fight. Frank Warren is a businessman. He's in there to make his money. You understand? So I could literally see the reason why he's trying to create like controversy out of that to make some money for himself. But for Dubois, who is a professional, there are no excuses. If your punch was ruled a low blow, then you had the whole rounds that was left, and even the ones before, to beat this guy.
And there wasn't a point deduction, was there?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there was a point deduction.
So I mean, I've seen Dubois like in the build up to this fight, and he doesn't seem to have much to say. As a boxer who has maybe you studied tape, maybe you've done your preparation other than your physical training. There's some knowledge, some tactics, some things that you can say. Obviously, the point is not to give away the game plan, but when you present yourself to the public, because this is part of the build-up, there are ways you can intelligently say that, he has some weaknesses, he has some openings. I studied the previous match, he makes certain mistakes. I'm looking at his footwork. And they're asking him, like, okay, can you tell us something? Tell us how you're going to tell us, if there's anything you've seen that you can exploit to your advantage. And he had nothing to say. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to destroy him. Or I'm like, surely you must have something. There's some things you should be able to say that, like, intelligently convey some kind of confidence to us who are going to watch, and people are going to have things riding on this. And he had nothing to say. So I just think that this match is going to be a cakewalk. The match may not even see the 7th round. If Usyk is actually serious about cementing his legacy, I don't think he should try to let this match go to a decision. I think he should just knock this guy out and retire. Undefeated, undisputed.
Yes,
that's my view on him, because looking at Usyk, he's already talking about, oh yeah, I want to fight MMA with Jake Paul. He literally said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Usyk, like, he's the kind of guy who has the confidence in himself. He has the discipline. He has the skills. But he has been under the shadow of these other big guys like them, AJ, Fury, the Klitschko. He has been under their shadow for so long. When these guys were making money, he wasn't making any. You understand? For a very long time. Like, towards the end of his career now, look at this picture. You can see, like, he's 38 years old. Yeah, I think he was born in 87. You understand? So he's reaching the end of his career. So when he says things like he wants to fight Jake Paul, I completely understand. It's for the money. Jake, he brings in the money. You understand? And he made a lot of money from the Fury fight. I think he got about $170 million from the last fight. That was right? Yeah, the second fight. I think he's getting about £97 million in this. I'm not too sure, but that was what I saw online.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yes, like, he has that kind of skills. Like, this guy is on the same kind of skill set as people like them, Holyfield, Mike Tyson. He's close to that. He's on that level. There's nothing like he's literally on that level. So when you have the skills, when you prove your worth in boxing, what comes next? You make the money.
He has worked very hard to get to where he is.
Yeah, he has worked hard. He has made that money. So there's nothing left for him to prove. So if he was to do a crossover fight with someone like John Jones, if he was to do a crossover fight with Jake Paul, you understand?
Jake Paul in PFL will be very, very good. Jake does boxing. Jake is not that good a boxer. Usyk is not that good in MMA. So they can both fight, and it should be a pretty even contest. Like, he's severely handicapping himself by fighting Jake in MMA, and Jake will take that for sure.
Yeah, I think Usyk that would be interesting. That would literally be interesting. One round boxing, the other round MMA. It's something I would want to watch. But there's clearly a size difference. Like, Usyk might be a small heavyweight, when he stands next to guys like Tyson Fury, AJ, Dubois, but he's actually bigger than Jake Paul. He's bigger than Jake Paul. So I don't know how Jake Paul is going to handle him, like,
Jake
even
is about 6'2", I think. So the gap is not much.
Is Jake 6'2" or 6'1"?
Yeah, maybe 6'1". Maybe 6'1".
Logan is 6'2", right? Or 6'3"?
Logan should be 6'3", 6'4".
Okay, so please, can you verify Jake's height?
Yeah, let's see. The problem with Jake is that his height changes from fight to fight.
I think Jake is 5'11".
No, he's not.
Jake is the same height with Mike Tyson.
No,
Like
5'11", no chance.
yeah, Jake should be 5'11" or thereabouts.
But they
You
never
know,
put that there.
can we see it? Can
Yeah,
you
let
check
me
his
try and get it out.
Wikipedia?
I don't know
Let's
up
just
on
see
my
that. But I think in terms of size, like Usyk is the bigger guy. He's more of an athlete.
Okay,
You know, it's
we're seeing here 6'1", 185 centimeters.
okay. I don't think this is accurate, but it's fair
Yeah,
enough. It's
bro,
fair. It's
I've
fair enough.
seen I've seen
But
six
with
two on the Jake Paul fight before. I've
but
seen
with
6'2".
Jake, right? With Jake, we have there's literally like a conversation going on right now. Saudi Arabia,
Yeah, he was
AJ.
talking to Sheikh Turkey.
Yeah, yeah. Sheikh is done like with Jake. Now I think they are trying to talk with AJ. I want to see AJ kill that bird. No, like I don't mean literally kill him. I mean I want to see AJ destroy him on that ring.
No, but okay, and I'm glad we finally brought the topic round to Jake Paul. And just to respond to you, just to respond to you, Jake already came out and said, "I'll need 2 fights in between." Like when he spoke to AJ on FaceTime, AJ said, "Look, he needs to fight like more serious fights before he fights Jake," and Jake himself feels that he needs to fight, a bit to improve, and then fight AJ, right? So between January and now, Jake was beefing with Turkey because Turkey stole Canelo, given the $400 million deal, 400 million 4 fights, and all of a sudden, Turkey is now saying that they're friends, right? And then the next
Yeah,
thing Turkey is saying is, we want to make the AJ fight. What that means to me is Turkey wants to make the fight now because Jake already said late 26, I'll fight AJ.
see, let's get this straight, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's 5 fights, 2 fights, 7, 10 fights, there's no there's no version of any reality that Jake will beat AJ. There's
What?
they, it's
AJ
not.
is
Come on,
soft,
bro.
bro. AJ is soft.
It's,
He's gotten knocked out a couple of times.
it's not a context. And you know what? I think Jake will not fight AJ. I think he's doing it just for the attention. You know, we know he loves the attention. Jake is not even on Ngannou's level. You understand?
I don't agree with that at all. I think that a fight between AJ and Jake Paul, Jake will do better than Ngannou did. And you know me, if you ask me who wins between AJ and Jake Paul, you know who I'm going to say.
Jake will not come any close to AJ. Like the size difference
You're saying
is
that
just
AJ is going to beat Jake in 1 round?
If AJ lands in the first round, he's out of that place. It's as simple as that. You know, like when they get in the ring, when you see the size difference between these two guys, you will feel like this is not a fair fight. It's crazy. It's madness.
The point.
I want AJ to do it. I want AJ to give him a good hiding. You know, but if I was a professional, if I was behind AJ's career, I think it's a less down for him, you know, to even get in the ring with someone like Jake Paul.
That's what I'm saying. It's a step down, but that's why it's like, okay, if we're agreeing to fight in 26 and AJ gets 2, maybe 3 big fights between that time, you understand? Because the target was Q4. Jake and AJ already personally agreed. Q4 2026 will fight. And obviously it means that, what's his name? Eddie Hearn. They already had the conversation and Eddie Hearn says, okay, fine. We'll try and get 2 proper fights in. Then we can get this big money, nobody, no legacy fight. And AJ can sail off into the sunset because he has done his part in boxing. I think he has a good enough legacy, taking all the really, really big fights. So he deserves the kind of payday that a Jake will bring. But my problem is that Turkey hates Jake so much that he will want to move that fight forward. Because Jake has a plan of becoming a cruiserweight world champion, and we saw that he already got ranked by WBA, and everyone is crying, everyone is losing their panties about it. And to me, I don't understand why people are crying about the ranking, because, like you just said, when Usyk was fighting and active in the cruiserweight division, he wasn't making that much money. He wasn't getting this much headlines, right? It was when he moved
Yes.
it was when he moved up to heavyweight that he started getting the attention. He started fighting these really, really, really big fights. I looked at the WBA ranking. Jake Paul is number 14, and I'm like, I looked at the top 15, and I'm like, who are these people? We've not heard their names before. The only person whose name we heard of was Zudo Ramirez, and he's the champion. What's his name? Badu Jack, champion. Jairo Pataya, champion. Like, going down, like those people, that division. Somebody was arguing with me, and he said, yes, the cruiserweight division is an empty division. It's empty.
No, cruiserweight division right now is not in good shape, because some of the good guys there, they've left to the heavyweight. Lawrence Okolie moved up to the heavyweight division. What's the name of this guy? Though it's been a while, Michael Hunter moved up to the heavyweight division. But Joe Pota is a legitimate fighter. He's a hell of a fighter, and Bodo Jack, good fighter, but he's old now. I think Bodo Jack should be close.
42. That's why Jake wants him.
Should be close to 40. Like, he's no longer like the fighter he used to be. But let's remember now, in boxing, 42 is no longer what 42 used to be. I think with the modern advancement, like in technology, like all these athletes, they perform better now, like even at older age. Beterbiev, that the guy, the light heavyweight with Bivo, himself is in his 40s, and he proved that he could still compete at the highest level. He could literally still compete at the highest level. But the Jack, like, he's no longer who he used to be, you understand? But I think he's been active. He's been there competing at the highest level, and if you feed into like someone like Jake, he's going to do him, like, he's going to like literally show the reason why there's level to boxing. I really want to see Jake like being in one of all these fights. I'd rather see Jake fight someone like Bodo Jack than someone like Canelo, because that way, the same size, he will know what it means like to be in there with a legitimate fighter, you understand? So I would like to see a fight like that, like him fighting someone like Bodo Jack. Gio Pataya, that is just another level, like he's going to get destroyed completely.
I agree with you that Turkey and the real legitimate boxing community would want Jake Paul to fight an AJ, get knocked out, get flatlined, so that Jake can be gone from the sport, right? And
no, but that was a miscalculation, right?
Why?
Jake gets in there with AJ, gets knocked out in the first 2 rounds, 1 round. Doesn't mean nothing. Like, if I was Jake, people would even literally come out and say, like, for me, if Jake literally has that heart to put on his boxing gloves, boxing shorts,
walk down the
ring, millions of people like watching you all over the world, and you want to fight a monster like AJ. Like, this guy is a human specimen, like physically, and he's a professional. It's not going to take anything away from Jake. Like, for me, like, I would take nothing. I will not take any credit away from Jake. Even if he's stretched out, you understand? Of course, like, for the trolls, for the funny videos, we'll laugh and all that, but it's literally not going to take anything away from Jake's legacy. You understand? Because this is a guy, like, he's not a professional. He came from nowhere.
Yep.
into the boxing like a joke, then now he's here fighting the former
World champion.
unified,
Two-time
not
world
just
champion.
world champion, unified heavyweight champion,
Yeah.
2 times heavyweight champion of the world, AJ, like
Yeah.
the cash cow of heavyweight boxing, like, it's a win for him. It's a win-win for him, and I think whoever wants to feed Jake to AJ just so that Jake can disappear from the boxing climb, I think that would be a wrong calculation. People would laugh, but Jake will come back. He would come back, possibly fight one of all those his fights, and he'll be there again. Like AJ beating Jake is expected. It's completely expected.
Right. I'm glad to hear that perspective. So it's like a win-win for Jake. It's just him already agreeing. I think that's why he even agreed, because Turkey said Jake has already agreed. I'm going to talk to AJ on Monday. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And AJ is going to agree because it's easy. There's nobody for him right now. So
the size gap is just too much between those guys.
AJ, let's see what AJ is.
AJ is 6'6". AJ is 6'6". Like, look at the length of his arm. AJ, look at what he did to Ngannou. Like, he was literally miles away from Ngannou when he just
it's 2-inch reach.
Yeah, like, look at his arm. Look at his arm. Like, his arm is like almost like, come on. There's no way. Like, there's nothing.
He's a monster, actually.
He's a human specimen, man. Just look at that guy. Like, like, it's not possible. You understand? Like, he's going to, like, it will be good for the laugh, and that will just be it. And it's a circus fight, like, and it's going to dent AJ's legacy. You understand? Definitely, like, it's going to, like, because that was no part.
Wait, let me ask. Let me ask. Because I want to object to that statement about tainting AJ's legacy.
Yeah.
Because AJ fought somebody making their professional debut.
Okay, well, who is that person? That guy is like one of the baddest. He's the baddest man on the planet at that point. Like, he's one of the. He was. Do you know? Like, my brothers literally felt like Ngannou was unbeatable.
What?
They felt like you know.
He just got beaten by Tyson Fury.
Bro, we're into boxing. I'm into boxing.
Yeah.
You understand? Some of all these guys, they look at you as a person and they just feel like this guy is just too physically impressive.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat him. So Ngannou, like, my brother felt like you could outwork him, you could outskill him, you understand, but you would not be able to humiliate him. So that is it. You understand? But AJ went in there and knocked him out. You get? So the point that I'm trying to make is basically like Ngannou was a monster.
Yeah.
Was a human monster. He could literally kill AJ if they were let loose, like in a street fight.
Yeah.
But what can Jake do with someone like AJ? You understand? That is the difference. Like, Ngannou, like, AJ beating Ngannou made him good money, and it added to his legacy at that point. If he had not, gave that very horrible performance against Dubois, after that, like, AJ was back. I thought AJ was back to his best, like, with his new coach, Ben Davison. Like, I literally felt like, oh, we are getting back the old AJ. I was just so disappointed, like, what happened with Dubois.
Do you think Dubois, like, do you think Dubois was better than AJ on the night? Like,
no, I don't think Dubois is a better fighter than AJ.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That was the question I meant.
I don't think he's a better fighter than AJ. I feel it's just matter of confidence, matter of momentum, youth, so many factors. Like, AJ, AJ is a big boy now. He has made on the money. The hunger is no longer there. I don't think the ball beats the AJ that beats the
Francis.
White. You understand? Like,
Yeah. So okay, because I wanted to just go quickly over just as a way to conclude. So we're already on the same page that this fight with what's his name, with Usyk and Dubois is a wash. Dubois is nowhere on the level. Usyk is just here to cement his legacy, knock him out, move him on, right? But
yeah.
I want to just address the boxing community because I made a video on this. And okay, so this guy here, you see him, Craig Parker, number 15. So
Yeah.
he was number 14, and Jake came and pushed him down. And he did an interview with TMZ Sport. And, he talks for about 20, 30 minutes, a whole segment, saying that, it's a slap in the face. We boxers who have been working so hard, why would this guy just come in and, they just put him in there for no reason whatsoever. And what I did was I went to his record. I looked for the people he fought. This guy is one of those people that goes to Mexico to go and fight people for the cartel. Like, you just go and beat up people that are owing money. Like, you understand what I mean? Jake is fighting, like all his fights, he's putting on people on putting up actual boxers on the undercard. He's
Oh no. No, yeah, like, well, who has Jake fought? I thought you were going to say Jake has been fighting this or fighting who?
No,
Who has he fought?
okay, he fought Andre August, he fought Ryan Borland, he fought Tommy Fury, he fought JC Chavez Jr., he fought Mike Tyson, and he fought Mike Perry.
Come on, Mike Perry. Like, who? Mike Perry is nobody in the boxing world.
Agreed.
He's one of all those guys in those bare knuckles, Mayweather. That he's not a boxer. You understand? Like, he will probably lose to one of those guys like that fights in all those cycles organized by the cartels. Then let's move on to the next person. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was like almost 60. Mike Tyson is the same age with my elder brother.
I know.
Like, come on, that's
this is the other.
That shouldn't. Who is he? Like, he doesn't even have.
That's my point. My point is that
almost like I've never heard of this guy. Like, I thought he was a basketballer. You understand? Like, was he into some other sport before he moved into boxing?
You say what?
Who is he?
Nobody.
And
he's a Golden Gloves champion, right?
He's a what?
He's a Golden Gloves champion in Texas. No. I'm trying to establish something. Let me lay foundation. My point is that most professional boxers fight people like this, and they go and they fight people off screen. Nobody's watching. No commission is really there. It's just okay. It's a professional bout. That's it. I learned this because I was actually researching JC Chavez. You saw JC Chavez's record is a lot. How many people does he have on his record? JC Chavez has over.
The senior, right?
Huh?
Yes, the senior, right?
Junior. I know the senior has over 100 wins,
Okay.
but Junior has over 54 wins, something like that. So I went and I checked, and in 2004. In the year 2004, JC Chavez Jr. fought 11 times and won them all.
Yes, bro. That's why he's nobody in boxing. Nobody truly remember. He doesn't have the kind of name. Yeah, he doesn't have the kind of legacy like close to his dad, not even close, not even half. You cannot even compare him to like people like Andy Ruiz, or even someone like Dominic
But he was
Brazil
a
and all those
champion
other
now.
guys.
He
Like
you
he,
know.
yeah, like
Or he got the belt because of
in
that game.
Spano, like Deontay Wilder, right? Let me give you an example, right?
Yeah.
In boxing, right, it's true. Even Mike Tyson to an extent, like you can pad your
Your
record.
record.
You understand? Fight those yeah, literally fight in the first stage of your career, right? You fight these nobodies, beat them, pad up your record. That is the difference, like between people like them Wilder and someone like Usyk. You understand? You look at Usyk's fight. I don't think Usyk has had up to 30 professional fights. You understand? I think by the time Usyk was fighting under 10 fights in the heavyweight, he was already, what am I saying, like under 6 undisputed in heavyweight, depending on who you are fighting. So I think in the boxing world, right, it goes just beyond these professional settings. You understand? Professional fight. They have a way where who is who in boxing, who you are fighting. Even guys in the amateur. If you remember someone like Lomachenko,
Yeah.
he had about crazy record like 500 and some like 400 and something wins in the amateur.
Yeah.
We all knew this guy had the ability, but he had not just moved from the amateurs to the professional. Yes, there are people in boxing that pass their record. They fight nobodies. You understand? And but by the time they start getting ranked, there is a way the ranking system wash out the pretenders and the guys who are legitimate literally stay there. You understand? Like whoever this guy is, like who is ranked 14 or 15 right now, he's probably most likely going to be there for a few months, few years. If he doesn't move, if he doesn't fight like the real elite guys, he'll drop on that ranking and he'll just disappear into smithy room. Nobody would even remember him again. You understand?
Yeah.
So like when you're looking at boxing, when you look at the way they rank boxers, you start looking from like top 1 to top 10. That's where the real guys are. That's where the legitimate guys are. But you see, like the cruiserweight division has always had problem. The cruiserweight division, we've not really had great champions like in the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
The greatest champion we've had in cruiserweight is Holyfield, Usyk. What's his name? You understand? David Hay, right? Those are the guys like you literally look at like you'll be like, okay, these guys they were big names, despite the fact that they were in the cruiserweight. But they became bigger the moment they left the cruiserweight and moved up
to
to
heavy.
the
Exactly.
heavyweight division. Yeah, the cruiserweight division has always had that issue, and we've not really seen guys in the cruiserweight that brings that division into the limelight. So the skill sets there, the skill sets in the cruiserweight division has a question mark. Like because most of the guys, the moment they start coming into their prime, they leave the cruiserweight division and they move to the heavyweight division. So it's just what you need.
Exactly. So that's kind of the point I was driving at, and I like the way you put it so succinctly, because this guy, for example, is ranked above Jake Paul, right? And then you look at the people he fought, one-on-one.
So you
Huh? 0-4, 0-5, 0-1, 0-1, 3-0. Huh?
You also have to check his amateurs record. Like some of all these guys, the boxing community actually know who they are. We might not really know them, you understand, but the experts, the guys who make money on boxing, who are into boxing for a living, they know them. This guy could probably had a very good amateur record. Like I don't know him.
Right, but
Or
somebody that has a
you can
record that
just
looks like
quickly
that.
just check had any record. Yeah, so he's 30 and he's only had just 12 fights. So most likely, like he was in the amateur.
All right, thank you so much. So Idris, just one word, or how
So
does this match end between Usyk and Dubois?
okay, first of all, I want to make it clear that I'm not saying Dubois has what I call a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's a professional. He's been in boxing all his life. So he knows what he's doing. So he's going to get in the ring and try to execute whatever plan he has. If he lands, it lands clean, smooth. No man is God. Usyk is not God. If he lands clean, smooth, he could win. But that is the only way he would win. There will be no combination. He's not going to be able to land combination on Usyk.
Yeah.
He's not going to win any round. I believe if the match ends in a decision, probably 2 rounds, 3 rounds at most for Dubois. But ultimately, like looking at the fight, because it's been a while, Usyk is old now, he's 38 years old. I want to see what he can do, but he's full of surprises. But if I was to make a prediction, I think Dubois will get tired in the late rounds and Usyk could finish him. Usyk has problem with finishing, like you can't have everything. Usyk does not really finish off fighters. He doesn't have that power. You understand? So I'm not really looking forward to that knockout, but I feel it will be a dominant performance from Usyk.
Okay, I think Usyk is going to knock him out probably in the 7th round. I don't think the fight is going to last that long. I don't think it's prepared, because I know that Dubois will try to come and make a statement back, and in his aggression, in his desire to do something, he will be exposing himself, and he will get knocked out. I would say by latest 7th round. Before the 8th round, he will be knocked out.
If he comes out swingy like the way he did with AJ,
I think that's the only way he knows how to fight. Quite honestly,
it will be funny. Like if he does that, like against Usyk, I think Usyk knows how to handle himself.
Exactly.
So, like whatever happens, I think if he doesn't land, you throw haymakers, you come out, roach your punches. Like it has happened to the best, like some of the best, like Lennox Lewis. Like what happened with him with Asir Rahman? A locking punch, he was down. What happened with him with Oliver McCall? The same thing. Muhammad Ali, Jimmy Young. You get?
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. Like you can be the better fighter, you can be the more skilled fighter, and that could be that lucky. That is just the only thing he's got. That is the only thing Dubois has got. Without that, there's nothing. He's going to see like almost 6 different versions of Usyk in that fight, and it will be interesting to watch. I would see how he can cope. The question now is, for me, if Usyk wins what's there in the heavyweight division again? You get? He beats the Dubois, 38 years old guy, is about to retire. He retires, and everybody knows like all the other guys in heavyweight, nobody can match him. True. So literally, like, what are we going to be watching? So if you really look at it,
Wilder is gone.
if you look at it like for the benefit of boxing, to show like there's improvement in boxing, there's progress. It's always better when the younger guy who is coming into limelight beats the older guy and pass the torch. So the new guys, people like them, Joseph Parker, people like them, Kabaye,
Fabio Walding. They were singing his name before.
Fabio Walding, those guys are like the upcoming guys. Mati Bakole and the rest. would want to take off that person's head. You understand? Like, if Dubois lose now, what would they look to? What are they going to look forward to? Usyk is not going to fight any of those guys. Like, he has no business with them. He's old. Like, he just wants to make his money and retire. You understand? There's literally nothing left to fight for in the heavyweight. So they have to start up. They have to start afresh again. There will be no continuation. You understand? There will be no continuation. But if Dubois was to win that fight, let's just assume Dubois wins it. Like, he shows like he has improved. He's the better guy. He beat Usyk. It will make the heavyweight division more interesting because now you see guys like Joseph Parker, Kabaye, Fabio Woodley, Mati Bankole, Efe Ajagba, and even people like Jay Opataya in the cruiserweight division right now. They would literally be coming for him. They want to beat him.
That's true.
They want to show like,
yeah, I can beat this guy.
That's what makes boxing interesting. That's where the entertainment is.
Yeah.
It happens like when AJ beat Vladimir Klitschko, what happened? Everyone was calling him. Jerry Miller was calling him out. Joseph Parker was calling him out. Deontay Wilder literally every day was calling him out. Everybody just wanted to have a piece of AJ because the torch was passed on to him.
Right.
And that was what brought heavyweight boxing back to the spotlight. You know, people want to see him now. So now, Usyk beating Dubois. I'm just showing you the bad side of it. You understand? Usyk beating Dubois and moving on to fight Jake or whoever he wants to fight for the money fight. He's just going to leave a dark curtain. Like, he's just going to close the heavyweight division on a bad note. Nobody could beat him. He just had to literally retire. Right. So anyone that comes like 2-3 years from now, there's a fight between Kabaye and Fabio Woodley, will be like, they are good, but they are not on Usyk
level. That's true.
You get what I mean? So we are watching like a lower quality. You understand? Like, you get. So I don't know. Like, I would have. It would have been nice for Usyk to lose, but I don't want him to lose to Dubois because I feel. No, I feel Dubois hasn't aimed it. Like, I think he took the back door. You understand? To get where he is right now fighting Usyk, I think he literally took the back. If he had beaten Joseph Parker, beaten Mati Bankole, then fine. You know, like, I would have vouched for him. I would have supported him. But for now, I think he ran from Joseph Parker twice, and I don't like people like that take the back door. You know, just to literally take the shortcut and to fame. You understand? Like, if he beats Usyk, if he gets a lucky punch and beats Usyk now, then you'll be like, you are the best, you are this, you are that. Like, no, you are not. You've not beaten Joseph Parker. You've not beaten those other guys. Do you know, like, what Usyk went through to get where he is? You understand? You've literally not gone through that route. You've quitted twice, like on Joe Joyce, like Joe Joyce of all people. Then you quit again, Usyk, and you don't want to test yourself against these guys. You watch him against Jerry Miller, like Big Baby Miller. Like, if it wasn't for fatigue, if it wasn't like Big Baby Miller wasn't active, like, would he have even won that fight? You understand? Like, you know. So, anyways, like, I used to like him. I still don't have anything against him, but I like it like when guys are clean, when fighters don't take shortcuts to Undisputed. You know, I think he took the shortcut. He should have fought Parker. Parker was in for that fight. It would have been a classic. We wanted to see how he would handle himself against someone like Parker, who moves a lot. You understand? Like, unfortunately, he came up with the excuse that he was. Come on, anybody can say I'm sick. There was no injury. He just literally said he was sick. Yeah, and he took off.
Young.
You understand?
I he was young.
Yeah, he's 27 now. You know,
bro, do you know that he and Jake Paul are the same age?
Yeah. We all knew when these guys came out. I knew when the woman was out there.
That's crazy.
I've always knew the power. Like,
so time is on his side, even if he loses tomorrow.
yes, even if he loses, like depends on the fashion, depends on how he loses, but if he loses, we'll see what happens to his career. Like I think they might try to put him back together, and nobody would want to fight him again. Who would want to fight him? If he loses to Usyk, he has no belt. Joseph Parker wouldn't want to fight him.
That's true.
Parker would want to fight Usyk. Maybe he'll fight Fabio Woodley or one of all those guys.
Right. Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Back again with another banger of a video.
Yeah.
So, just quick fire predictions. Conor Ben against Chris Eubank. Who wins?
Have they agreed?
No, even if they do, who wins the rematch?
Well, I think Eubank will win.
Okay, Canelo Crawford. We're going to cover that, but just for now.
Man, that's the fight I'm looking forward to. Like, I don't even want to put my mind.
Okay, all right.
I'm not like literally. I'm looking forward.
We'll save the load for
that fight. We have to save it, but I would still give my prediction.
All right.
I think Canelo will beat him.
Okay. We'll see why. We'll see if that's true. Thank you so much for joining us once again, guys. Like, follow Idris wherever you find him, and
on Instagram, Ozeto Idris.
Oh, fantastic! All right, bro. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, welcome.
Legit top 5 in the city competitions right here. Swear. All I know now, so miles no got no time. Slime, I got mad lines. Up tempo, make I catch my vibe. Yeah, look, chopsticks, yeah. Shout out Ice Prince walking, I'm giving my all to the art. 80% of my best from the heart. Me, I believe in being creative. I put in the time and I put in the work. Yeah, I put on my tata, I give all to God. Trust in the process, believing in me. Yeah, everything calm in due time, guy. Wait for your time, make it look on the rush. Yeah, me know they dog. I know be baller. No, roll up the love, make we touch on cloud now. I do it for the love and I do it for the city. Every J, stand up. Me not bad guy.